G'day everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse, Tuckerwald, Marks Point, with this Friday's fishing report. Finally, I believe summer is here. Tomorrow, some 32-degree days, and certainly into Sunday. Looks like we might have a couple of weeks of sunshine through Christmas into the new year, which would be absolutely wonderful. We're down at the moment at Nauru, obviously the Sand Islands over in the background, and this week has been fishing very, very well for whiting. Obviously some very good flathead and bream on the flats and certainly over along the edges. Tube worms working excellent at the present, particularly some of these whiting up around that 40-centimetre bracket. A couple of bigger ones, but some really good class fish getting caught in all of the estuary at the moment. There's some really nice flathead on lures at present. Curly tails, grub tails, paddle tails, anything that you can just slow retrieve and work on those edges. Fish up to around about mid-70s. Some bigger ones, of course, but a lot of fish around that sort of like 45 to 55. There's a very, very good variety of estuary species at the present moment. Even early in the week, I went across the bridge, did a bit of fishing early in the week, got some really nice whiting, but I was watching the guys even land a couple of kingies very early in the morning on that run-in tide. And of course, we've got a full moon on Sunday night, high tide tomorrow morning around about that 8:30, low tide getting close to 3 o'clock. They're not huge tides this weekend, only around about 1.7 metres, which is pretty good because we're not going to have that real big tidal influence. Of course, the beaches, look, the swell was a problem last weekend, and it was a real shame. Prior to it, it had been fishing very, very well for, again, bream and whiting, and of course a few mulloway. This week, the swell's finally died back a bit, and now we've seen that increase of those species again. Bream, whiting, and a lot of dart. There's a lot of dart on the Blacksmith's Belmont stretch at the present moment. Towards the end of the evening, if you're prepared to fish with this moon rising up, there are a couple of mulloway there, and there's also been a few tailor as well. So the beach is looking great. Offshore this week, look, got a couple of reports of trag up towards Redhead. First real sign for about 6 weeks that we've seen a dramatic improvement in the offshore. Water temp 20 on the beach, but up to 22 a little bit wider out. And of course I had heard of a few marlin on the shelf earlier this week up at Port Stephen. So we're starting to see a real summer influence come back, which is, we certainly need it because we've had the dreaded weather and cold water for just far too long. There are a few blue swimmer crabs in the lake, and again on Tuesday we were able to get a couple of those, just working some of those enclosed pots around. So you've just got to be a little bit persistent. Look, all in all, it's going to be ideal weather conditions, and I think you've just got to get out there. Now this week's ZEREK fish trap winner is young Tom Gaden. Now his uncle took him out, and mate, he got an 87-centimetre flathead, and he was only a little fella. Mate, that is a fantastic catch. I mean, I'm envious. I mean, I think most of us anglers would envy anyone that catches an 87-centimetre flathead, and of course, it was released. So, look, absolute hats off to you, young man. You've done a great effort. Please come on down to the shop, pick up your ZEREK fish traps. We'll see you next week because we're almost at Christmas. Bye now.